what I wanted to ask you was whether or not you plan to go to heaven.
For heaven's sake, yes.
And what's that mean to you?
What does that mean? In Christian terms, it means ultimate union with God. And in Buddhist terms, it means union with ultimate reality.
But there's a little teeny fact called death that gets in between those two concepts.
Oh.
Because some Buddhists believe that that nirvana is some sort of state after death, but Roshi doesn't. He believes that nirvana is right here and now.
Well, in a very real sense, the Christian who lives in union with God is also in heaven here and now, and his death is rather relatively insignificant. I think that you can say that.
Really?
This summer, a Benedictine monk named Brother David, who has been studying with a Zen group in New York, has permission from his abbot to do that. And with Thomas Merton are the two Catholic monks, I think, most interested in Buddhism in this country.
Recitation of the sutra and so forth. And they are surprised. They take it in a stride, but they are surprised.
No, it's so extraordinary. It's just so much that they're just totally taken back by it. There's just too much to even think about fighting it in a way.
Yeah.
But also the fact that they do hate forms makes them makes Americans exceptionally open to different possibilities. I mean, they can try out anything. Because they've always lived in a sort of formless time, and as someone mentioned yesterday, Americans are always looking for a sort of instant tradition. So every time they see a new one come up, they'll try it, but it remains to see whether it'll work after a year or two, like you said. You just can't tell. Yesterday we talked about how rigid people are about being non-rigid, young people are. But this is new. Americans have always had a really fear of any kind of ritual, so they really hate ritual. So the minute you bring up ritual, they really want to back away. But I think that because of this reason, they find a great need. I know I spent a long time studying anthropology, and I studied mostly ceremonies and celebrations. But I liked them. I was studying mostly pre-Christian, because when it got symbolic, I wasn't too interested in it. I was interested more in natural rituals. And I sort of had a search for a kind of ritual. And so it's very, very easy for me to accept. Ritual has, if it becomes conformity, dies. But if it stands to point out what the act is and how it operates so that you can become totally involved in the act, then that act becomes sacred.
How do you think this place is going to develop? I see really two elements here. On the one hand, there is the strictly monastic element. On the one hand, it's a real monastery with celibate monks and so forth. And on the other hand, you do have married couples living here and even partly children and so forth. Do you think that one of these two trends will eventually take over?
Well, as you well know, I just don't know.
I don't well know that.
I think that people who are religious, in a strange sense of the word, would prefer neither living a total secular life out in the world, nor living one that is totally monastic. I think that a community of families with a school and their own ways of raising food, but one that is not isolated.
In other words, the Buddhist kibbutz, doesn't it?
Yes, but we don't have to use machine guns on our tractors.
But it's very interesting because in the Christian sense too, the monasticism has been really defined as a nostalgia for the early Christian community, for exactly that, families sharing everything and living a more religious life than society at large.
I'm saying that the two extremes of politics, the commune way and the anarchistic way, really meet. And you have a large spiritual family living together, but one that has no feeling of superiority or really of difference, but just that there are many different ways, and these people have picked this way.
Do you think then that this is sort of a pattern for a new development in this country of Buddhism? And do you think that there are some possibilities of cooperating with other monastic traditions, like with the Benedictine traditions right near here, just a few miles or so?
I've been here a year, and that would be like asking a freshman in college if he thinks the universities have a chance in this world.
Yeah.
When you look at the very slight difference between our two different communities and our different ways, and people who are killing for my country, right or wrong, around the world, I mean, they're almost exactly alike.
In this sense, then, monasticism would really have a very important mission in the world, right? Because there are monks both in the East and the West, and just by the way that they speak the same language, there is a bridge already existing, and all we need to do is use it, and use it for peace and for communication.
Yes, I think that we're all getting together, and I think that as you come east, I may also return west.
I hope so. Well, it means a lot to me. Of course, our life as Benedictines is completely impregnated with ritual too, but you get used to it, and here for me this is something new, so I experience it as something new. And the meals, for instance, this highly ritualized meal, or the bath with the ritual bows and all that, carries over to other parts of the daily life, and it makes me more aware of what's going on. It increases your awareness.
I mean, people, after they eat our way for some time, they begin to realize how their teeth meet and how they swallow. And if you stop eating and close your eyes and listen to the rest of the people eat, it's an enormous field of locusts, of all different kinds of bugs going, and it's very, very silent, but you can hear it all, you know?
Well,
and you become much more aware.
But I guess even if you don't do that, it's very beautiful to have these three bowls and every day different things in the three bowls.
I mean, I really feel bad when I can't eat Nintendo.
Yeah, I understand that.